Tarzan vs. Mowgli, Clash of the Jungle Legends. A tale of two jungles. In the heart of the African jungle, Tarzan swung effortlessly from vine to vine. The king of the apes was a protector of his domain, a fierce guardian of the creatures that called the jungle home. Across the globe, in the lush forests of India, Mowgli darted through the underbrush, his wolf-like agility unmatched by any predator. Raised by wolves and mentored by Baloo the bear and Bagheera the panther, Mowgli was a boy of the jungle, as wild and free as the forest itself. Fate, however, had a peculiar sense of humor. A mysterious event was about to bring these two jungle legends face to face in an encounter that would test their strength, wits, and hearts. The storm of fate. One evening, a violent storm struck both jungles, tearing through the canopies and shaking the earth. Unbeknownst to either Tarzan or Mowgli, a group of explorers had been caught in the tempest. Their airship, carrying rare artifacts and dangerous relics, was struck by lightning and crashed into a hidden valley connecting the African and Indian jungles. Among the wreckage lay a mysterious artifact, a golden totem said to grant immense power to its possessor. But it was no ordinary treasure. It exuded a strange energy that lured creatures of the jungle, including Tarzan and Mowgli. The encounter. The two jungle dwellers approached the crash site from opposite directions, both drawn by the unnatural energy emanating from the totem. Tarzan, curious and cautious, observed from the shadows, his keen senses alert. Mowgli, ever bold and impulsive, stepped closer to the wreckage, his curiosity piqued by the gleaming artifact. "Who are you?" Tarzan's voice cut through the silence, deep and commanding. Mowgli turned, his amber eyes narrowing. "I'm Mowgli. This jungle is my home. Who are you to question me?" Tarzan stepped into the light, his towering figure casting a long shadow. "I am Tarzan, king of the apes. You should not be here. Your jungle?" Mowgli shot back, his voice defiant. "The jungle belongs to no one." Their words were laced with tension, each sizing up the other. The totem glowed brighter, as if feeding off their growing animosity. The first clash. The ground trembled as both men leaped into action. Mowgli, swift and agile, used the terrain to his advantage, darting between trees and striking from unexpected angles. Tarzan's strength and experience made him a formidable opponent, each swing of his fists powerful enough to fell a tree. The jungle seemed to hold its breath as the two warriors clashed, their movements a blur of primal ferocity. Mowgli's speed allowed him to land several blows, but Tarzan's resilience and raw power gave him the upper hand. As the fight continued, the totem's energy grew more intense, radiating waves of heat that caused the surrounding foliage to wilt. "This is madness," Mowgli shouted, dodging a powerful strike. "We're fighting over something we don't understand." Tarzan paused, his chest heaving. He could see the truth in Mowgli's words. The totem's influence was undeniable, its power driving them to conflict. But before they could reconcile, a new threat emerged. The true enemy. The artifact's energy had awakened a long-dormant predator, a massive, ancient serpent that had slumbered beneath the valley for centuries. The ground cracked and split as the serpent rose, its emerald scales glistening and eyes glowing with malevolence. Mowgli and Tarzan exchanged a glance, their rivalry momentarily set aside. "Truce?" Mowgli asked, a hint of a smirk on his face. Tarzan nodded. "Truce." The serpent lunged, its massive jaws snapping shut inches from Mowgli's head. Tarzan grabbed a fallen branch and swung it with all his might, striking the serpent's head and forcing it to recoil. Mowgli climbed a nearby tree, using the height to leap onto the serpent's back, plunging his knife into its scales. The battle was fierce and unrelenting. Tarzan used his strength to wrestle the serpent, while Mowgli's agility allowed him to strike from unexpected angles. Together, they were a force to be reckoned with. Unity and understanding. After a grueling fight, the serpent let out a final, deafening roar before collapsing. Exhausted but victorious, Tarzan and Mowgli stood side by side, their chests heaving. "You fight well," Tarzan admitted, offering his hand. Mowgli shook it, a grin spreading across his face. "So do you." For an ape man, they both laughed, the tension between them dissipating. The totem's glow faded, its power seemingly neutralized by their unity. Guardians of the jungle. Tarzan and Mowgli decided to leave the totem buried, agreeing that its power was too dangerous for anyone to possess. They parted ways as allies, each returning to their respective jungles with a newfound respect for one another. Though their paths diverged, the legends of their encounter would live on, whispered among the trees and carried on the wind. Two kings of the jungle, united by fate and bound by a shared love for the wild. The jungle, after all, belonged to them both. Determining the winner of a fight between Tarzan and Mowgli depends on several factors, including their respective strengths, fighting styles, and the context of the battle. Here's an analysis. Tarzan's strengths. Physical strength. Tarzan, raised by apes, possesses immense strength, agility, and endurance. His muscular build and years of surviving in the African jungle make him a formidable opponent. Experience. As an adult, Tarzan has likely faced countless predators and human foes, honing his survival instincts and combat skills. Connection to the jungle. Tarzan can call upon the animals of his jungle for assistance, such as elephants or apes, giving him an advantage in battle. Mowgli's strengths. Speed and agility. Mowgli, raised by wolves, is incredibly fast and agile, making him difficult to catch. His wolf-like movements and sharp reflexes allow him to outmaneuver opponents. Cunning and strategy. Mowgli relies on his wit and resourcefulness, often outsmarting enemies like Shere Khan. Adaptability. With his experiences in the Indian jungle, Mowgli has learned to use his surroundings creatively, turning the terrain into a weapon. Outcome of the fight. 1. In close combat, Tarzan's superior strength and combat experience give him a clear advantage in a head-to-head fight. He could overpower Mowgli with raw power. 2. In a tactical battle, Mowgli's agility and cunning could allow him to outmaneuver Tarzan, setting traps or using the environment to his advantage. 3. Contextual factors. If the fight occurs in Tarzan's jungle, he has the home field advantage with allies like apes and elephants. Conversely, in Mowgli's jungle, Mowgli's knowledge of the terrain and connections with wolves might tip the scales in his favor. Conclusion. If the fight is purely physical, Tarzan is more likely to win due to his strength and experience. However, if strategy and terrain play a significant role, Mowgli has a chance to outsmart and outmaneuver him. Ultimately, both are jungle legends, and their clash would likely end in mutual respect rather than a definitive victory.